Hello and welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell, Youth Services Director at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga. Today joining me is Lisa Morales. She is the Director of the East Alabama Works Center program. I'm not sure I want to say that correctly, but I appreciate you being here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mandy. I appreciate it.
Great. This is something I did not know anything much about, really, but our director, Tracy, was telling me about it, and she said, oh, please have Lisa on the program, and it's been very fascinating to look. First of all, tell about yourself, and then we'll get into more about what is East Alabama Works.
So East Alabama Works is a regional workforce council. We were organized by the governor's office about probably 3 years ago, and there are 7 regional workforce councils across the state, and we really help try to provide business and industry. Those are our #1 customers. We try to provide business and industry with help to fill their workforce pipeline. And so maybe immediate needs that need to be filled, and so maybe long-term needs.
That is a great way to look at it. I guess I usually think of helping students decide what they want to do, but you're certainly helping students, but looking at the industry in our area, what do they need?
Correct.
What kind of determines what their needs might be?
Some of the things are maybe they get a new contract with a company. Maybe they are looking at the retirement curve. We have a lot of folks that are retiring in the next 3 to 5 years. Every day in the country, 10,000 people retire.
Oh my goodness.
So business and industry are very concerned about that. Somebody like Honda has been around for 20 years now. And so they are having big retirements.
Oh, that's true. I didn't realize they've been here 20 years.
And so every employer is looking at that same information.
Because you don't want to just suddenly have no one to fill the spots.
And they take a walk out with a lot of institutional knowledge, about that company. So it's better if you can go ahead and hire somebody, let them have a couple of years worth of experience working with that veteran employee.
That's great, give them experience. I read your mission. Your website is wonderful. I tell you, I got lots of information from that. The mission of East Alabama Works is to ensure there is a pipeline of skilled and ready workforce to meet the demands of business both now and in the future. So you work mostly with employers.
I do work mostly with employers. Now, at the end of the day, we are all serving Alabama citizens.
Yes.
So whatever it takes to help that citizen find meaningful employment, that's going to be a family-sustaining wage.
Okay, great. That's great. Now, let's say I'm looking for a job, and I have to going to your website, like I said, was really great. I go in there, and I'm looking at job seeker services. Okay, I'm looking for a job. Maybe I don't have a lot of experience. How can you help me with that?
Well, first off, I do have to say the library does a great job with programs to help people get access to the internet.
Oh, yes. We have a lot of computers, public computers. Thank you. Yeah.
And I know it's very valuable to those citizens that are looking for jobs, because I dare say y'all provide a little more information to them than just here's a computer and go forth and get on it.
Well, we do try to. I'll have to throw in here now. We have computer classes also that go on, teaching you just the basic skills in computers. And we have a big display right as you come in the library on work and work skills, job skills. This is why we work, how to be everything. A guide for those who still don't know what they want to be when they grow up. I know that's us, isn't it?
I'm still trying to figure it out.
And resumes for dummies. Not that we're dummies, but everybody needs to know how to write a good resume. So we have, these are just a few of the books that we have available, I think through a grant, which our director wrote, but they're right as you come in the library, a big display there on these type skills, soft skills, all of those things that we need to know. So those are really valuable.
Those are very valuable.
Right. So I'm a job seeker, and I'm wanting to know, I want to stay in this area, and you can help me to get maybe to decide maybe what I'd like to do or what jobs are needed in this area and how I can get those skills.
Well, the first thing I would do is go to the Alabama Career Center. There's one located in Talladega. They can definitely sit down and help. A lot of times people think they know what they want to do.
Right.
When I was growing up, I wanted to be a teacher. And my mother, who was a teacher, said, no, you don't want to be a teacher.
Oh, she knew you very well.
Mothers know you very, very well. And the Career Center can maybe help with an interest profile.
Okay.
And it's an online tool and allow the job seeker to answer a few questions. And at the end, it's going to produce a list of here's some jobs that might be good for you.
That is so important too. I know kids in school, you think you want to do this until you actually get into it, and then it's not too late, but it appears sometimes too late. Oh my goodness, I'm already here. What am I going to do? But that's great to take those online tests. And so that's the Career Center, right?
Correct.
They help you with that, help you to kind of decide where your niche might be or where your strengths are, things like that.
And that's what they're there for. They'll also help with resume writing.
Oh, good.
Cover letters. I have, in some previous employment, I've read a lot of resumes and cover letters.
Okay.
And if you have an opportunity to have somebody help you, it's always a benefit. Because some of those fresh eyes can take a look and know what maybe an employer is looking for and what might catch those typos.
That's great. Yes. Proofreading is big. It's very big. I think that's wonderful. It always is good to have somebody do that. So you help them kind of know what jobs are going to be open in the next few years. And
we talk to employers on a regular basis and find out. Again, some of it's from those retirement curves.
Right.
They know that they're losing, X number of welders due to retirements, and so they need to connect and hire more welders.
Okay.
And so we'll go to and talk with the Career Tech Center here in Talladega, Sylacauga High School, and talk with them, let them know here's what employers are looking for, and so they can talk to their students about those options.
That is great, because I know students, right as you're about 17, 18, you're trying to decide what to do with the rest of your life. So as far as helping students, you help them with career planning, and there are career coaches. Is that correct?
Every public school has career coaches that serve their school at least one day a week. We'd like it to be a little more often, but at least one day a week they're there, and they help that student and guide them. And some, again, maybe they have connections to business and industry. Maybe they can have an industry person come to the classroom. We're also taking career coaches and their and school faculty members out into business and industry so they can see what's going on.
Okay, that's. I want to hear some more about that in just a minute. We're going to take a break. Hope you'll join us right after our commercial break.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room, to surgery, to cancer treatment, to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Hello, welcome back to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell. I'm talking with Lisa Morales, who is the director at East Alabama Works. And before we go any further, I have to give a shout out to TV47 and thank you so much for helping us with all you do to put our program on, especially Robert running the camera right now. We appreciate everything they do for us at the library. Okay, Lisa, we were talking about students, I know, in their career planning and things like that. You work with career coaches, that's in high school.
Correct.
To help kids kind of set them on their path, the things that are needed if they want to stay in this area or whatever their plans, whatever they think their plans are, right? What is Worlds of Work? You mentioned that to me.
So Worlds of Work is a hands-on career expo for 8th graders. It's very interactive. It's also for high school juniors. So
Okay.
all of the students in this area attend Worlds of Work. It'll be in March. We work through the high schools, public schools, private schools, and homeschool students.
great.
We don't want to leave any of the 8th
Oh,
graders
no.
or high school juniors out.
Yes.
And it helps them to see maybe what options are out there. So often, as a parent, I might not have allowed my son to pick up a hammer, afraid he might hurt himself. At Worlds of Work, under supervision,
Yeah.
we put a hammer in their hands and let them learn, of hammering and driving a backhoe.
Okay.
In healthcare, they're taking blood like a phlebotomist would.
Wow.
They're operating 3D printers in automotive and manufacturing, engineering. There are 10 different career worlds that they navigate through. And it's there's nobody sitting behind a desk pushing a piece of paper to them.
Okay.
Like here's a
Yeah.
great career field to go
that's
into. Nobody standing at a PowerPoint showing them,
Right.
here's what to look for. It is all hands-on.
Is it a one-day event or?
It is. It's actually for us a 3-day event.
Oh, okay.
But we bring schools in on a rotation basis. And so they come through. The students are there for about 2.5 hours.
That's great to get just to see and feel a little bit of different different careers and different jobs.
We had a student come through in the 8th grade, and he decided after Worlds of Work he wanted to be an engineer.
Okay.
He knew that was the sector he wanted.
Okay.
And then after he came through as an 11th grade, he knew he wanted to be a civil engineer.
Oh,
And so,
okay.
and so now he's on a path going to college to be a civil engineer.
Gosh, my first thought was 8th grade. Boy, that's so young, but not really. I mean, your personality is there still, and you know the things you like, the things you don't like. I know we had someone speak to a group of school students, and the person said, "Hey, if you don't like math, don't go into engineering. I mean, don't, because it's a lot of math or a lot of science or things like that. I didn't think about in the 8th grade. I didn't think about any of that, but those are good things to start thinking about.
Well, often a student only knows what their parents do, maybe an aunt, uncle, grandparents, and they know teacher,
Right.
and they know doctor.
Oh, that's true.
And that's about the extent of the career fields that generally they're exposed to.
Right.
And so Worlds of Work hopefully will, we have at least 100 different career pathways
Oh my goodness.
that students
that's
have an
great.
opportunity to experience. Agriculture, natural resources, they're milking cows.
Oh wow.
Yes. And now it's a cow simulator.
Okay, that's yeah. Well, that sounds fun. That is a great way, and that's coming up. You said in March.
In March.
March.
And so
That
we're
is
planning
great.
with our career coaches, school counselors, and school administration to get those students lined up to attend in March.
That sounds like quite an undertaking with all the schools around here.
We are blessed with a great committee of volunteers that really, pull that event together. The business and industry, the first year, it was kind of a hope and a dream
Right.
that they bought into. And then after that first group of students came through, it was 1,700 students the first year. We thought we were just blowing it out of the water. And this past year, we had a little over 7,600
Oh my
attend Worlds of Work.
goodness. 7,600.
Yes.
That is exciting and how wonderful, especially the kids that are 8th or 11th grade. You said 11th grade, you're needing to fine tune a little bit.
That's why
what
we
you
picked
wanna do.
11th grade as a follow-up to them, because by the time you're a senior, you've probably got a plan, and if you don't, it's more of maybe a one-on-one conversation that needs to
Right.
happen.
Oh, you're right.
And a high school junior still has time to figure out, I really need to boost that ACT score because I'm
Oh,
going
yeah.
to, what I want to do is going to require a 4-year degree. We have so many, great career pathways in this area that would require a 2-year degree or less.
And that's
So
great.
we need some of everything now.
And we have CAT close by. That is wonderful. I know they work with the schools, and y'all work with community colleges also.
We
don't
do
you?
work very closely with the 3 community colleges in our 7-county workforce region. Of course, Central Alabama Community College is a great partner.
That's great. When those kids too, about that age, you're still finding out what you want to do and what's needed. But sometimes there's that push. I really need to get a job.
And there are some people who still are looking for their pathway. There are some that are underemployed.
Yes. What is underemployed? I had that written down. Kind of explain that.
So if you are currently working in a job, but you have skills or abilities that would allow you to maybe work in a different career field.
Okay, right.
So you might be working minimum wage at maybe a local store,
Sure.
and the skills that you have might be able to or maybe you could go to a community college and get a little upskill.
Right.
And then that would allow you to get a better job.
Right.
We definitely want to keep those people here.
Yes, yes.
And so getting those folks from maybe a minimum wage and move them up into a higher wage job.
That's right, because so many times they have to go to work. I mean, you've got to go to work out of high school or something, but then if they're able to work and take some classes and slowly get, or not, maybe not too slowly, but just to work on it a little bit at a time, that's great. And you help people learn about that. Some people think there's no hope, I guess, really. They're stuck where they are.
Well, in the next 6 years, we need to, in the state of Alabama, produce 500,000 Alabama citizens with a degree, certification, or credential
Oh, okay.
to help meet the workforce needs
In Alabama.
in Alabama.
Oh, and we
And
definitely
so
want
it
people
could be
to
a
stay
welding
here.
certificate.
Right.
It could be a 2-year associate's degree, a 4-year degree from a college.
It just depends on what you want to do.
It just depends on what you want to do.
That's great. I know the push sometimes is go to college, go to a 4-year college. Well, that's great if what you want to do, if you need to do that, but so many times that's not what people want to do, and that's okay. Everybody needs to find what they're good at and what they want to do.
The 4-year college needs those students to be enrolled that want to complete 4 years of, they need completers as well. Our 2-year community colleges, they have great pathways, and there are great skills and certificates that can come out of career tech or just having a high school diploma.
And I'll tell you, that is, having that license or certification or degree or whatever puts you a notch above the other person who doesn't have any of those
Absolutely.
applying for the same job. That's awesome. That's great. What about veterans? Do you work with veterans in our area also?
We do. Veterans tend to have really great employability skills. My dad was a veteran, and so those veterans have learned through their pathway in the military to show up every day.
Oh, that's true, I bet.
And those are the two biggest complaints employers have, are those employability skills and primarily people just to show up. Many times an employer will actually train the person. I just need them to show up is what I hear every day.
Oh, goodness. And not everybody knows that.
They don't. The drug problem is a huge issue in our state, in our country, and so being able to pass a drug test is another huge issue, along with staying off a phone and getting along with others. Just being nice to each other.
Gosh, I guess we consider those soft skills, but they're big.
They are big, and so veterans tend to bring those employability skills with them to the workforce, so they're highly desired amongst business and industry.
Okay, well that's good to hear. You're just there to help them along, to kind
We're there just to
match
help.
people together.
Correct.
That's great. Well, we're going to pause for another commercial break, and we'll be right back to talk some more with Lisa.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Silicaga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Silicaga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Marble City Pharmacy in Silicaga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Hello and welcome back to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell. I'm talking with Lisa Morales, the director of the East Alabama Works Career Center. I'm not really sure. Is it just a career center or a what really your title is? East Alabama Works.
And I'm the director there. We have two other great staff members that make up the team at East Alabama Works. We have, but it's just East Alabama Works. We're a regional workforce council.
There's the words, Regional Workforce Council. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
That's great. Well, you were telling me a little bit about the FAME program. Tell me some more about that.
So FAME stands for Federation for Advanced Manufacturing Education.
Okay.
And it combines 2 days of community college training and 3 days of working for one of our sponsoring employers.
Oh.
And so it's kind of like an apprenticeship style program. The students that, it's a very structured program. They're in the program for 5 semesters. And what they're learning to be is an industrial automation professional. And so somebody asked me the other day, what's an industrial automation
That's a good
professional?
question.
What do they do? I said, they make a lot of money. That's what they do.
Well, that's important too. But.
They're the folks in the company that keep all the equipment running. So if a machine goes down, they're the ones that fix it. Or they're the ones that proactively work on it to make sure it doesn't go down. Because if a piece of equipment goes down in a company, they're losing hundreds of thousands of dollars every minute.
Yes, they are. That's true.
And so FAME was an answer to a problem that we had. One of our automotive manufacturing sector meetings, we were talking with business and industry. They expressed a need and a concern to build their pipeline of industrial automation professionals.
Okay, yes.
And so FAME was a program that was started in Kentucky about 2010. Okay. And we, the chair of our automotive manufacturing sector and I, we talked about FAME, knew a little bit about it, found out more information and found out that that was going to be the solution that we thought. And in talking with other employers, it was a perfect solution. And so our local community colleges are adding a FAME program to their curriculum. Some are looking at it and some currently have one. So you can check with your local community college about FAME. We're looking for students that are good at math.
Okay.
And so I was not good at math in school. But I think if somebody had told me how I would use math in the future, I might have been a little bit better. But we're looking for good math students with good math skills, because in order to work on that equipment, you've got to have a good math understanding and a good mind that can kind of calculate. Okay. And so some of the sponsoring companies are local companies right here in Talladega County and our surrounding counties. Okay. They mimic in their work environment what they're learning in the classroom.
Okay.
So if they're working on PLCs, programmable logic controllers.
Okay.
Say that fast.
Yeah.
If they're working on that in the classroom, in the workplace they also try to ensure that they have hands-on experience.
Oh, that's great. So a couple of days in the classroom and 3 days actually on the job.
On the job.
That's great, because I know I sat through many classes thinking, am I ever going to use this? But so they're seeing exactly that they do.
And business and industry drive the curriculum.
Okay.
There's a suggested curriculum, but then business and industry looked at the curriculum and said, yes, this will meet our needs. And they meet on a monthly basis to review kind of where we are, make sure the students are progressing like they're supposed to. They really have that hands-on engagement and to see that success of that student. And some of our students are right out of high school, and some have been in the workplace for several years, and we have a couple of veterans. So it's a little bit of everything. We found that some of the right out of high school students have been able to help maybe somebody a little older like myself with some of the math understandings and English classwork.
Right,
and
because they are fresh out of school. Yeah.
And then those that maybe maybe a little bit older are able to help with those employability skills that we talked about earlier.
Right, being on time, staying off your phone, all of those things like that. That's wonderful. Well, that's a great program.
And so right now we are recruiting for a FAME chapter. Okay. And then other local chapters will be seeking that very soon. So anybody interested in a career field of industrial automation. Some people used to call it industrial maintenance.
Okay.
But some students think maintenance and they think a different job would be
Right.
performed. And so we like industrial automation professionals.
Well, that's great, and that is so important. I
It
mean,
is.
you can know how to run the machine, but unless it's working, unless you can fix it or somebody can fix it, that's great.
And no matter what, even if a company gets more robots to do certain tasks,
Yeah.
a human has to fix that robot.
Oh, that's true. That's right. I know we do worry about things like that taking the place of the actual person in the job. But yeah, somebody's got to fix it. That's great. Well, what industry sectors or areas in our area are showing the most growth?
We've talked a lot about manufacturing and the automotive industry. We talked a little bit about construction, but
Okay.
healthcare is also a really big growing. As our population is aging, there's the need for more and more healthcare, and getting those services right here locally is the best for a patient. There's no
Yes.
need to go outside this area when you've got great healthcare providers right here. What they need are good nursing staff,
Yes.
LPNs, certified nursing assistants,
Oh,
a
CNAs,
CNA, very good.
yes, yeah.
You know, I know Sylacauga High School has a great CNA program, and the Talladega County Career Tech Center has some great programs as well. And RNs, you know, whether it's a 2-year RN or a 4-year RN, we need those healthcare workers. But it's not just those nurses, but there's X-ray techs and radiology, and you know, a healthcare provider has one of everything.
Oh, that's true. I bet.
They've got marketing departments, they've got legal departments, you know, nutrition. So
Oh, that's true. Yes, yes, and that's great if you know, right. Well, I mean, those jobs are right here in
Right
our
here.
area. That's great. We want people to stay here and work and be productive members of society and give back, kind of.
That's
community.
right.
That is wonderful. So, if someone wanted to get in touch with you, they go to the website, or what's the best way?
So there are a couple of ways. You can go to
Okay.
eastalabamaworks.com,
Okay.
and there's a feature there to send us a message. My email address is also there.
Okay.
It's lmorales@eastalabamaworks.com.
Okay.
Or you can always reach us on the phone at 256-237-5160, and it's extension 19.
Great. Yeah. So these are all over the state. You cover several counties.
I cover 7 counties in East Alabama. Of course, Talladega County is one of them. Randolph, Clay, Calhoun, Cleburne, and we go up to Etowah and Cherokee also.
Okay, okay. That is awesome. Well, we've got about a minute. What skills do you see most needed right now and maybe in the future?
Well, number one, most skills are those employability skills.
Oh,
you know, somebody just to show up every day and want to do a good job. But outside of that, welding, we get a lot of feedback from business and industry for welders,
Okay.
LPNs, drivers with a CDL driver's license.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes, those are in high demand. We just started a transportation sector. We have a local transportation company that's helping to lead that charge as well.
great.
And so we really need folks that, whether it's a short term or a long haul, we need folks with CDL licenses.
That's great. Well, Lisa, thank you so much for
you.
being here today. I appreciate you coming and sharing about the things that are going on at East Alabama Works. And so if you need to get in touch with them, please do with the information she gave you. And thank you for being here, and thank you for joining us on Library Connection.